Heman moves from asking to be heard into naming what presses on him. Verses 3 through 7 catalogue his suffering with a bluntness rare even in the Psalms. He does not soften the language for the reader's comfort or his own. For my soul is full of troubles, and my life draweth nigh unto the grave. Psalm 88 verse 3. Heman states his condition without qualification. His soul, not just his circumstances, is full of trouble. The word behind full suggests saturation, a cup with no room left to pour. His life draws near the grave, using the word Sheol, the realm of the dead. Heman does not say that he fears death. He says death has already closed in on him. This verse gives voice to the believer whose affliction has moved past the physical into the soul itself, where trouble no longer stays confined to one part of life, but soaks through everything. I am counted with them that go down into the pit. I am as a man that hath no strength. Psalm 88, verse 4. Heman identifies himself among the dead, not just near them. Others already count him in that number. His strength is gone, using language elsewhere applied to the sick and the dying. This is not exaggeration for poetic effect. Heman describes a real depletion, the kind that leaves a person unable to rise, unable to do anything but exist under the weight of his condition. Free among the dead, like the slain that lie in the grave, whom thou rememberest no more, and they are cut off from thy hand. Psalm 88, verse 5. The word free here does not mean liberty. It means Heman is set apart, released into the company of corpses, left as the slain lie in graves. He describes himself as cut off from thy hand, the sharpest line in the passage. God's hand represents provision, protection, and power throughout Scripture. Heman feels severed from that hand, as though he exists beyond God's active reach. This verse voices the darkest suspicion suffering can produce, that God's hand no longer extends to a person's condition. Scripture records this thought without correcting it in the same breath, allowing the feeling to stand as part of honest lament. Thou hast laid me in the lowest pit, in darkness, in the deeps. Psalm 88, verse 6. Heman does not attribute his suffering to chance or enemies here. He says, Thou hast laid me, placing the action on God. This reflects the doctrine that God governs all things, even affliction, without denying his goodness. Heman does not resolve the tension between God's sovereignty and his own pain. He states both as true. The lowest pit, darkness, and the deeps stack three images of total enclosure, each intensifying the sense of being buried alive under the weight of his trial. Thy wrath lieth hard upon me, and thou hast afflicted me with all thy waves. Selah. Psalm 88, verse 7. Heman describes God's wrath as a physical weight pressing down on him, and God's afflictions as waves, plural and repeated, striking without pause. He does not accuse God of injustice. He states what he perceives as fact within his suffering. This verse mirrors Job's complaints and expects Christ's own experience on the cross, where the full weight of divine wrath against sin fell upon the innocent substitute. Heman's words here, though limited to his own affliction, foreshadow a suffering greater than his own, borne by another for the sake of those who could never survive such waves themselves.